30 seconds preparing for that later on and add that somehow in a presentation. That's very good feedback. And so these are basically the pictures of the professionals they met in order to research about their whole thing. These are most of the people, either they are student or somehow, or they are actually teaching or working at the OHSC. And here this part they left for today's event because they wanted to put that where they share this idea and your feedbacks, and that's where it will, this is the part where this is going to go on the board. Yes.
No, I think you guys did a very good job on this. I can tell you when I was your age, I wasn't coming up with grand ideas like this. If I was playing with Legos, it definitely didn't turn into something that could save someone from a heart attack. So I commend you all on doing this. It's a good job.
Thank you so much for doing this all. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's cool.
That was a lot of fun. You guys made it enjoyable, and you made it so that it was definitely easy to understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, earlier we were thinking about incorporating somehow when, like you said, you guys really like that heart thing right now. We're thinking maybe, I mean, we might, because there are still few weeks for us, so like some kind of maybe a flashlight or something which, you know, turn on and off, or like some kind of light coming, so it's hard to saying that I like it or want one and it's not working so much.
That's good,
Yeah, so, but we'll see. But for now, I mean, at this point, this is what they're prepared for. So.
Nothing's amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, don't ever forget that you guys you're selling this to the judges. This idea, you're selling it. So, you know, you think it's the best. Why do you think it's the best? And you want to let them know why you think it's the best. So don't forget that. That's really important. All right.
Great job, guys. You want to learn a little bit about our robot?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man, the videos, if you want to go right back.
Sure. For general surgeons, one of the things that we're doing here, which certainly is applicable and very interesting to what you're doing, is cardiac surgery. So if you think of cardiac surgery, normally what needs to be done in order to do open heart surgery is a sternotomy. So essentially cracking the ribs open. So here at Legacy Good Sam, they're able to actually access the heart and do it where the instruments go in between your ribs, so that the sternum does not need to be cracked open. So what that means for the patient is that it's a procedure that's significantly less minimally invasive and faster recovery. And it's also, because it's robotic, it leads to a much more minimally invasive approach as far as a much more precise approach. The components for the system that you can see here, there are 3 of them. The one on the left is actually where the surgeon sits. So the surgeon does not actually sit next to the patient. So you can see here, this is where the patient actually would be. Now the surgeon is in the same room as the patient, about 5 or 6 feet away. This is the second component to the robot there, and it's the actual robotic component. So the surgeon, as they sit down at this console here, they're able to maneuver their hands. As they maneuver their hands, the arms of these robots, of the robot here, will move and directly mimic the movements of that surgeon. So, if you were to move your hands like this, then the robot will move its hands in the exact same way. But the robot does not do anything that the surgeon doesn't want it to do. So it doesn't work on its own at all. The third component to the system over there is actually the brains. So everything is run and processed through there, and it's how the surgeon can communicate with the people that are next to the patient at bedside. The way they communicate is, number one, seeing that the same thing that the surgeon sees there. Also, you can see there's some little speakers there. So because the surgeon's head is buried in there, he's talking and his voice comes out of those speakers. The other thing is that the staff that's there communicates with the surgeon with a microphone that's at the top right there. And then that allows the surgeon to be able to hear when they're inside of the console. Now we've got a video of Da Vinci actually peeling a grape. So one of the advantages of Da Vinci is that it actually allows some superhuman powers, one of which is having an extra arm. So with Da Vinci, you can control 2 arms at one time, but you can see there's an extra arm up there. And so you can toggle back and forth between this arm and this arm. And then once you're using this one, that one will stay in the same place. So you can see it's actually holding the grape in place right now.
There's the surgeon's hands controlling it.
And now all of you know the size of a grape and what the skin of a grape looks like. So you can see how precise that is.
Right, such a delicate thing, like so tiny and.
Absolutely.
Is everybody in the same room, or is the surgeon's console in a separate, like behind glass, or they're all together in the same operating room?
Yeah, everybody's together in the same room. And you can see how delicate that is because of the robotic technology. And you can see that those instruments actually have wrists to them, just like our regular human wrists as well. Yeah. And now we're going to show, has anybody here ever done origami before? Oh, good. Most of you. Okay. Well, you can do a lot of things with this robot, and one of them is to actually do origami. So we're going to show you that right now. So the surgeon's controlling all of this from about 6 feet away. So their wrists would essentially mimic exactly what you see there on the screen with those instruments.
So are they using different type of tools at different every time for different things, like the scissor or like the change, the what?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So who goes inside and change that time, like at point if they are doing a surgery, they might need different various tools and equipment to perform?
The instruments actually, they're removable, so you just slide them right out, and then there's a new instrument you can put in place. So
Somebody
we
over
right.
there operate that.
So you see how big that was? Those origami? So you're able to go back.
I can go back.
Did you guys see how precise it was?
So now he's finished the origami. You can see compared to the dime how small that was. Now we've got one other video. And this particular video is from a gentleman that's a GYN surgeon, he's a gynecologic surgeon.
We have those nurses, we have the surgeon, those tools, so we have to have special spots for this OR to change the part and all.
Well, actually, the nurses are actually the ones that still exchange instruments in and out, so they know how to take the instruments